I honestly think it's hard to deny that adult animation has really been popping off over the last couple of years. You've got massive shows like Arcane, My Adventures with Superman, Primal, and now severely underrated Unicorn Warriors Eternal. And just to top it all off, there's a growing number of animations blowing up from the YouTube corner of the internet. Just look at the trending page and you'll find Alien Monday, Lackadaisy, The Amazing Digital Circus, Punch Punch, and many other incredible independent projects currently gaining popularity. Which brings us to today's topic. Are you, my fellow viewer, a neurodivergent, homosexual, edgy, and/or terminally online? If so, you probably don't need any introduction to both Smiling Friends.
Well, maybe it was your song that helped me become a hero. Well, maybe I like that.
Or Hazbin Hotel. These two shows have become immensely popular online, in no small part due to the massive personalities behind them. Zach Hadel, a famous homunculus who many know from the wildly popular last bastion of quality Let's Play content, Oni Plays, comes from the Newgrounds and early YouTube animation scene. Then there's Michael Cusack, who may not be as popular as Zach, but has successfully launched 3 shows, an impressive feat for someone who apparently claims to be less talented than Zach.
Like the Bliblies and other stuff like that. I'm definitely not as good as Zach when it comes to animation.
Much like Zach, Michael also got a start in YouTube's early animation days before it was replaced by 5-hour essays and reviews. Seriously, who actually watches these? And then on the other side of this non-existent internet battle for independent animation domination, we have VivziePop, also known as Vivian Mardrano. She's been online for as long as Zach and Michael, tirelessly working on various animated projects, many of which have actually gone viral. It can't be stressed enough, Vivzie is an incredibly successful animator, standing alongside Zach and Michael. Whether you love her or hate her, she too has carved out a niche audience that absolutely adores her work. This is why I find these creators so fascinating. They're all so highly successful, and they all came from the internet. They also serve as kind of a litmus test for overall edginess, and this edginess sometimes comes in various different flavors, which is why you'll find fans from both spectrums who don't always enjoy each other's content. This sweet spot of overlap is what I find perhaps the most interesting in this. Although both Smiling Friends and Hazbin Hotel have distinct fan bases, they intersect in some fascinating ways. How might you ask? Well, let's just say both fandoms can be quite toxic at times. Looking at my comment sections, it's pretty clear that toxic fans do indeed exist. You're allowed to dislike a show because it's not, for you. I fall into that camp myself with both Hazbin and Hell of a Boss. But there's no need for the level of vitriol that some of the fans direct at these creators and their work. It's not like Vivzie kicked your dog, dude. That said, Hazbin fans aren't exactly sunshine and rainbows either, as they are known to pretty much cannibalize each other online. Now, there's plenty of videos on that already, so I'll leave that to you to check out. But it's actually hard to deny that of the two shows, Smiling Friends is arguably the more widely accepted as not being cringe, as the kids say. This has led Hazbin Hotel, its creator, and its fans to become the subject of ridicule and hate. Interestingly, when you take a neutral look at the discourse between the two shows, it becomes incredibly clear that all this is just petty, yet some still assume that Zach and Michael would find Vivzie and her work cringe or bad. However, if you just do a little bit of research, you'll find quite the opposite. While Smiling Friends fans are busy saying things like,
Hazbin is garbage, Zach would probably hate this,
Michael would also probably find it cringe,
they both are actually quite supportive of each other with their shows. As online animators, they share a similar space and understand the struggles of navigating the system to get their art out there. Their stories are quite similar, and it's clear they respect each other's work. In fact, if you look into any of their interactions, you'll see that not once has any of them said anything negative about the others or their respective shows. The three are actually quite chummy, very much likely because they appreciate each other's work. From the very start of Smiling Friends airing as a pilot and its first season, Vivzie has been cheering on both Michael and Zach, often expressing her admiration for their work on Twitter. Go figure, when she's not busy responding to trolls on Twitter like a brain-rotted millennial, she's actually a pretty decent person. The real smoking gun in this whole discussion is just the fact that both Zach and Michael have voiced characters on Vivzie's show, Hell of a Boss. Zach has had a small role doing his usual screaming gremlin bit, but Michael went all out with his voice of Mammon. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And honestly, his performance was so good, it makes me actually want to check the show out now. He nails the sleazy, smarmy demon vibe immaculately.
How many of you worthless bitches want to be big clowns like me someday?
On top of this, Zach has even been referenced for some of Vivzi's characters, which isn't surprising since both his appearance and his voice are hilariously iconic. And as a fellow nasally voiced, odd-looking guy myself, I get the appeal. Not only all of this, but would it surprise you to know that YOLO, Hazbin Hotel, and Smiling Friends all share the exact same animation studio responsible for all their mainline animations? Not only do they maintain a friendly relationship by simply being decent artists online in the animation space, but they also share the same animation teams that work on their shows. Princess Studios, a company that many online would probably deem as woke incredibly stupidly, has actually produced much of the animation for all three shows through its Australian sister company, Princess Bento Box. So, if that's not enough proof that the three creators aren't in fact at each other's throats, I don't know what is. To wrap things up, independent animation is absolutely booming. I don't know about you, but I'm here for it. Creators like Zach and Michael, Vivzi, and many others are pushing the boundaries of what is possible in the space. And despite what some fans might think of Vivzi and her art, personally I find some of her designs to be pretty cute, just not a huge fan of the demon designs. There's a lot of mutual respect between the three of them, and at the end of the day, their success is proof that independent animation is here to stay, and it's only getting bigger from here. So whenever you see any discourse online about Smiling Friends or Hazbin Hotel being better than one or the other, just don't be that guy who says the other show sucks. Be the guy that's out there appreciating the fact that different animation teams and independent spaces are creating new and amazing shows for us all to enjoy. And Michael and Zach, I'm almost certain, would be incredibly thankful if you took this approach. That's all, guys. Take it easy.